Bryce Harper confronts MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred over salary cap. When it comes to baseball's future, some conversations are meant to stay in the clubhouse. But here's where it gets controversial. Bryce Harper, the Philadelphia Phillies star, is reportedly clashing with Major League Baseball over the secrecy of locker room discussions about a potential salary cap. And this is the part most people miss. Harper isn't just pushing back on the idea of a cap. He's fighting to keep the details of those debates hidden from the public eye. According to a report by ESPN's Jeff Passan, Harper recently had a heated exchange with MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred. Sources inside the meeting say Harper confronted Manfred, allegedly telling him to get the f*** out of our clubhouse. The tension escalated, with Manfred reportedly refusing to leave, citing the importance of the business at hand. Despite the friction, the two men shook hands afterward, leaving fans and analysts speculating about the true nature of their conversation. The stakes are high. The current collective bargaining agreement, CBA, between MLB and the Players Association expires in December 2026, and the debate over a salary cap has become a flashpoint. While some team owners advocate for a cap to level the financial playing field, the union resists, fearing it could stifle player earnings and disrupt team dynamics. Harper, for his part, insists he won't spill details. "I don't think it does any good for anybody to have that happen," he told reporters before a game against the Chicago White Sox. "I'm just trying to focus on baseball." But here's the twist. Harper's teammate, Nick Castellanos, described the meeting as pretty intense and passionate, noting that both sides traded fire. "That's Harp," Castellanos said. "He's been doing this since he was 15. Yet Castellanos stopped short of revealing specifics, emphasizing that the real issue is the cap itself, not the drama. Harper's stance isn't just about privacy, it's about control. "I've always been outspoken within these limits of the clubhouse doors," he explained. "But I don't think anything should be relayed to the media." Even Phillies manager Rob Thompson, who wasn't in the room, echoed Harper's sentiment. "Whatever is said in there stays in there," Thompson said. "I wouldn't give anything to anyone." This standoff raises a bigger question. Should locker room negotiations remain confidential? Or does transparency help fans and players understand the game's evolving landscape? Some argue that keeping talk secret undermines trust, while others believe it's necessary to protect sensitive negotiations. Where do you stand? As the 2026 deadline looms, the Phillies' locker room drama could foreshadow a broader conflict. Will the league find common ground? Or will the battle over a salary cap fracture the unity between players and owners? One thing's clear. Harper isn't backing down, and the rest of baseball is watching closely. What do you think? Should MLB adopt a salary cap? Or is it a recipe for chaos? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Bryce Harper versus Rob Manfred, the salary cap showdown. In a dramatic confrontation that has captured the attention of baseball fans, Philadelphia Phillies superstar Bryce Harper confronted Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred during a recent meeting, reportedly telling him to get the out of our clubhouse if he intended to discuss the controversial topic of a salary cap. This intense exchange occurred during one of the 30 annual meetings that Manfred holds with each team to foster better relationships with players, lasting over an hour. While Manfred did not directly mention the term salary cap, the conversation about the financial aspects of the game clearly struck a nerve with Harper, a two-time National League MVP and one of the sport's most prominent figures. As the collective bargaining agreement between MLB and the MLB Players Association approaches its expiration on December 1, 2026, the idea of a salary cap has gained traction among several team owners. Baseball stands out as the only major men's sport in North America without such a cap. The MLB Players Association, MLBPA, is staunchly against the implementation of a salary cap, arguing that it primarily serves to inflate franchise values rather than address the significant financial disparities between high and low-spending teams. Initially quiet during the meeting, Harper, who was seated with a bat in hand, eventually expressed his frustration. He stated that if MLB were to propose a salary cap and insist on it, players would not hesitate to endure a full season of losses, saying, "We are not scared to lose 162 games." He then stood up, approached Manfred, and reiterated his demand for the commissioner to leave the clubhouse if he wanted to discuss the cap. In response, Manfred firmly stated that he would not leave, emphasizing the necessity of addressing threats to MLB's business and exploring ways to enhance the game. As tensions escalated, veteran outfielder Nick Castellanos intervened, suggesting that he had more questions to ask, which helped to ease the situation. Ultimately, Harper and Manfred shook hands at the end of the meeting, although Harper did not take Manfred's calls the following day. Castellanos described the encounter as pretty intense and definitely passionate, noting that both Harper and Manfred were engaged in a spirited exchange. He remarked that Harper has been vocal and passionate about such issues since he was a teenager, so this confrontation was not surprising. After the Phillies' recent loss to the Chicago White Sox, Harper acknowledged the reports about his confrontation but refrained from discussing the specifics, stating, "I won't be getting into the details of what happened or how I felt or anything else like that." He expressed a desire to focus on baseball and the team's performance. Manfred chose not to comment through a league spokesperson. Although Harper has not been particularly vocal about labor issues in the past, he has become a representative voice for the players' perspective on the potential for a salary cap. At the recent All-Star Game, MLBPA Executive Director Tony Clark labeled salary caps as institutionalized collusion, asserting that the league does not need a cap to foster growth within the industry. When asked about his stance against a salary cap, Harper opted not to delve into details but indicated that he would continue to advocate for players' interests behind closed doors. He emphasized that discussions about labor should not be publicized, as they are meant to facilitate collaboration among players, owners, and other stakeholders to enhance the game. The meeting with the Phillies, which covered various topics, was heavily influenced by the looming CBA negotiations and the potential for a work stoppage in the 2027 season. Castellanos pointed out that Manfred's mention of a lockout 2 years ahead of the CBA's expiration was alarming, comparing it to discussing divorce in a marriage. While Manfred has not committed to pursuing a salary cap, several owners have criticized the current economic structure of MLB and hinted at a cap as a potential solution. This has further fueled player discontent, especially given the historical context of the 1994 players' strike that canceled the World Series, which was a direct response to the league's push for a capped system. Players have expressed concerns about the disparity in payroll spending among teams, with the highest spending team, the Los Angeles Dodgers, exceeding $400 million, while the lowest, the Miami Marlins, spent just under $86 million. This gap has intensified discussions about salary caps, making it a more prominent issue in recent years. Despite public discussions, players remain skeptical about the benefits of a salary cap. Castellanos noted that meetings with Manfred are valuable for understanding the league's perspective on a business that generated over $12 billion in revenue last year. With the league's plans to nationalize local television rights by 2028 and the rise of gambling and other revenue streams, Castellanos believes that educating players about these issues is crucial. He stated, "We don't really know that much about it. It's not like somebody is teaching us about this conglomerate of Major League Baseball that we, the players, make possible. There's no players, there's no Major League Baseball. I don't believe Rob Manfred is evil. I don't believe the owners are evil. I don't believe any of that. Nobody wants a work stoppage in baseball. Not the players, not the league."